Okay guys, welcome to this Apache HTTP server administration series. In this session we are going to see about logging. Okay, so in Apache server we have two important logs to analyze. If there are some issues, then you analyze two logs. One is an error log, another one is an access log. Error log is the one place where the Apache web server store all the error related information. If we are getting some 403, 404 or some 500 internal server error, all those error will be logged in error logs. Whereas in the access log, every request and response details would be stored. So using this, you can just analyze the list of issues that is happening in your environments. Okay, so we are just going to see how to configure those error logs in your http.conf file in basic and in advanced mode. Okay, so we'll just open our http.conf file. So if you've seen your http.conf file, this is what it shows. Okay, so here it have an error log directive which pointed to logs error log where the logs will be stored, and you can also specify the logging levels for your logs. There are different level of logs based on your environment. You need to set this. If you are in development environment, probably you can set this to debug. If you are in production environment, then warning is enough. Okay, so you can just put those values, whether you want debug mode to be enabled or info mode to be enabled, notice mode or warning mode, error, critical, alert, emergency. It's similar to our Java logging mechanism, log4j, if you're familiar with Java. Okay, and this is for error log. For access log, again, you need to use a custom log directive to log those details. So logs, access log. Here you have specified the third argument. What this third argument means, you can specify your log formats, in what format the logs need to be stored in access log. Okay, so first host name, after that what it is, you can just look through the documentation. So H means a host, it is your local host. Again, L is for identity verification. So if identity verification is it could not able to get the information, then it would log as hyphen null. So U means user, so that's you done it. So H and identity and the username and the time frame, and R is for request related details, and S to get the status code, whether it is 200 or 403 or it is 500, whatever it is. And the last one is returned to the size of the request response header. Okay, so you can just log that as well. So that is a common logging format, and that format is assigned to this particular log by specifying like this. And there are three things in access log. One is common log, another one is combined log, another one is log IO. Okay, so you can see all those three things in your http.conf file. Defaultly will be coming in this. Okay, so in common you have only these stuff. In combined you have this refref URL and the user agent stuff as well. Okay, so this is combined, this is common, so we need to have one more, right? So this is combined IO, where you specified I and O. What is this I and O? This I and O logs the actual number of bytes received and sent on the network. So if you want to verify those stuff, then you can just enable this combined IO instead of common. So defaultly this is in common mode. You can just change this to combine or combined IO as per your requirement. Okay, so you can just do that. So this is the things about error log and access log, how we need to configure in your http.conf file. Okay, so these are the list of details. You can find all those details in your HTTP server documentation as well. So error log, which defaultly logs all those errors. So now we will just have a look at our logs file. Okay, logs. I just want to see the error log. So what it is logging. So I enable debug mode. So it will log all the debug information. So because this is the lowest level logging. So debug info, notice, error, everything it will log. Okay, so if you see the error message, so this is the default time frame as per our log format. After that, we are having our date. After that, you are having your mode. After that, you are having your IP, your machine, and after that, you are having the message, error message. Okay, so the error message will be look like this. You can see the access log as well. So if you see the access log, it is having the IP of the machine first. After that, we have two hyphens. One is identity. It could not able to get the identity, and the next thing is it is a username. So it could not able to get the username as well. So it's put it in hyphen. After that, we have time frame. After that, we have the request related information. After that, we have the code, error code, access code. It's 404. It's not able to find the information. So find the particular auto index file. So this is the request byte content size that's sent. Okay, so these kind of things that you can just put and configure. Okay, so and we have conditional logs. Okay, so what we see in just we'll have a quick summary. So we've seen server log, which means error log, and we have access log, and we can just format the access log. So we'll try to change the access log mode from common to combined. Okay, so I'm just going to change it to combined. Okay, so just changed it. Just restart the server now. So it's restarted. So just open a private session. Just try to hit the server. So this machine IP is 192.168.56.1. This IP need to be logged there. Before that, just put a tail of the log, access log. Okay. So I put a tail. So we have 49. That is the last thing that's logged. So first I'm going to open 192 site. So if you've seen it, this is the previously enabled mode, common. Now I enabled the combined mode. So you need to print two things as extra, right? So as we discussed, so you need to print two things. One is this URL, another one is Firefox information. That's a user agent information. So if you see that it's hyphen, so it cannot find any URL related details. Okay, so it printed only this user agent information. So this is how you need to change the mode. Maybe we can just try it out this on another mode as well, combined IO. But I'm sure it is not going to log, because you need to enable this log IO model. Okay, just verify it. So if we give a model, I don't think it's loaded log IO model. Okay, so we can just scrub it. So if you see, it's only loaded log config model. Other than that, it didn't load anything. So you need to manually load it. So already I downloaded and I placed this model inside model section. So just put model. So this is the model that I need to load. So just copy it, and we'll just include it in load model section. I_underscore model, just place that. Okay, so now try to restart this server again. So now tail it. Now try to refresh the session now. So now just try to log it. So you've seen two more things. First one is that I, and second one is the I. Whoa. So as we seen earlier, this model need to be loaded, and this IO. So that logs the actual number of bytes received and sent on the network. So it is received and sent over the network. So those things it is printed out. So that's it about this logging. But now we can see about the conditional logging. Okay, you can specify some of the conditions. Here what they want to do is from loopback address they don't want to print the log, so they put it as environment is equal to don't log, then only it will put it in the access log. Here if the accept language is English, then they put it in English log. If it is not English, then they're putting it inside non-English log. Okay, so like this you can just specify the condition. So I'm just copying this over. I'm just going to try it out. So just we can specify it here. So okay, so just reset the server now. So just to open this, put this open. So previously it is logging 127.0.0.1. So now I just ask http.conf server to stop it. Okay, using conditional logging. So I'm just going to try it out. So when I'm accessing the server, it's printing, right? So I'm just going to access it again. So it's printing from 192, 160, 56.1. So I'm just going to access it from this address. It is not printing. Okay, it's not printing. So this is how you just need to do the conditional logging. So based on your using this environment variable, the last thing which we need to cover is the log rotation policy. If you see in huge protection environments, this logs be growing each day in some MBs and GBs. Okay, so if the size exceeded this particular 512 KB or something, I just want to rotate it, or if it is more than some hours, I just want to rotate it. You can just put those kind of conditions using rotate log utility available with the binaries downloads. Okay, so if you see the rotate log functionality is available, you just need to put it inside your http.conf file, something like this. Okay, defaultly what you can do is generally you can just move this access log to some old file with some date, error log to old log, and just you can do a graceful restart. If you are just moving it, normally when server is running, it will keep the file handler with itself, so it will not allow you to move the file. Okay, so what you need to do is just to move it. Again, you need to do a graceful restart of your Apache, and you can just zip those files and you can place it somewhere in your shared NAS path. But this is actually it's difficult, and it's a hindering process. So what they provided is they provided a new mechanism called piping logs. You can just put in the custom log section, you just put this pipeline with this rotate log as first, and you can just specify the log as a second parameter, and you can specify the time. Every 24 hours, I just want this access log to be rotated. Okay. So now just I'm going to do the same in my HTTP server. So I need these rotate logs. So put the pipe and put those rotate log utility first. After that, I want these to be rotated every 10 seconds maybe. And just can just check it. So this is how I want to do. And here, if you specify one pipe symbol, then it will open a shell. Whereas if you specify two pipe symbol, then it will not open a shell. That's what they put it in the documentation. You can just refer the documentation. So use double pipe symbol instead of single pipe symbol to span without invoking a shell. Otherwise, it will invoke a shell. Okay, so just put it, and I think that's it.